And good evening. You're flying the very unfriendly skies of Tironan, and today we have the IL-40, and we have attrition mode. Let's take a look at the map without the alt, and it's the Alpine Gambit Moment of Truth.
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
Which means that's going to be the closer of the two strongholds. Alright, that part's done. And the distrustful sort. That was it. Let's take the flaps off, see if we need to finish up the other tack center here. And that's taken. Okay. We have 30 seconds to ordnance. Which tells me I've got time to run over to the other sides. Yes, we are running in window mode since a Windows update fixed that for me. And I can't say I liked it. But until I figure out how to handle that, I don't have much choice in the matter. So apologies for it, but I don't know what else I could do. Okay, there's another IL-40 down here. Get flaps on and engage. No, I am not going to ram. He is about out of points. Let's go ahead and wrap this up with that. Oh, Jesus. Gentlemen, getting too close to your own team is not a smart move, especially when they're radically maneuvering. Excuse my French. Yeah, it was a bot. So I'm wasting my breath and your time by even discussing it. One of the frustrations of playing this game, there's no game that does not have its frustrations, and this has its share. flaps down. Flaps down. Thank you. And finish this up. Avoid his rockets there. Get themselves turned back around. He knows he's in trouble. And that's just fine with me. Takes care of one. Let's take care of the other one. I can chase after the guy, or I can go take the base. Well, I think taking the base is the smarter move. You did not get that done with one bomb, we'll come back and drop the other. Base is back. Well, you can't really complain. I shot the guy down twice. If you're going to shoot me back in return, you shoot with nothing to say. Okay, we have no air base here, so we'll just pop up. Have exactly one base left. Let's take advantage of that and go after it.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
And there we have a successful mission in attrition mode with the IL-40. If you want to win, the IL-40 is the way to get there in my experience. Speed, toughness, a hell of a front punch, and a decent rear gunner on this make it a very difficult aircraft to deal with. All right, we killed 2 aerial targets. We destroyed assisted in destroying 1 ground target, 1 enemy aircraft. We only destroyed 4 enemy targets and did 27,487 damage, but that was enough to get the job done. Sometimes numbers do not tell the whole tale, do they? I'll sort of take that 8,179 points of experience and came in number 2 between the F2H run by Eddie Abel, Krim Spanger, I guess that's Krim Spanger, did very well for his team. And this is the guy that rammed into me, or I rammed into him, whatever the case may be, but he's a robot. Anyway, you see the robot running around in a B-2, shoot him down for me. All right. The main thing about the IL-40 and why it's so successful is its speed. One hell of a lot of ordnance on it. We'll take a look at that real closely. You're carrying 2,000-pound bombs here. In fact, they're a little bit more than that. They do 7,000. There's an old friend of mine. Okay, forgive my distraction there. That is actually a 500 kilogram bomb, so it's actually 2.2. So that's an 1,100 pound bomb. Does 7,000 points of damage and almost 300 feet of damage radius on it. And these are about a we're in a folding fin, high velocity rocket, I should say, Havar rocket in the U.S. line, does 1,500 points of damage and a 100-foot radius. This is doing 2,000 and almost 150-foot radius. They are no joke. You may have noticed I fire them off in pairs instead of fours like I will with Havar. That's the reason. All right. The front punch. You're doing just over 1,000 DPS with this. Anytime you can line up on any aircraft, do so. Okay, it is a decent anti-aircraft weapon set that it's carrying with it. And then the tail gunner is pretty spectacular. He's doing 208 damage per second. You got 60 up and down on that turret, and just a lot of fun. You're getting in airspeed, you know, it's not any great shakes, but the 379 is more than, you see me touch that. That's enough to get you around the battlefield. And so with that and the survivability, let me pull that up for a second. You're just shy of 2,600 points of survivability, so it makes it a fairly tough aircraft. All right. Keep your eye on that radar when you see somebody coming, because, you know, and ME-262 HG2 is coming down on you. He's going to make you feel it pretty quick, you know, and go through your hit points pretty quick. Your advantage is you got a hell of a reach if you outline your tail gunner correctly, and this is how you do it. You get here, this reduces your aiming time by 50%, and this takes away 30% of the oncoming fighter. If you have him under fire, he loses 30%. Well, that's pretty nice. Next thing I got this guy was his armor, which gets his length of burst down, extends it by 20%. And then when you get this, he has to get 2 more points before he can do that. It increases the firing range of the turret by 15% and effective turret stabilization by 20%. All right, so you look at your turret stabilization, which I just happen to have on this. You know, you already, with the skills that you get that I've outlined, will bring you up to plus 35%. And your range on this gun started off pretty spectacular to get to begin with. Okay, and you're getting another 20% when you get the final skill that I outlined to you here. That gives you another 3% on top of that, so 38% to the firing range. That's going to kick you out right around 4,200 feet when I calculated it out. That's an awful lot of damage to ask anybody to take if you catch them early enough. Why wouldn't you, right? All right, that's going to wrap this one up. Listen, I want to thank you for spending some time here on Tironan's Unfriendly Skies. And I want to wish you the best. I want to thank you for spending some time with us. I want to ask you to like the video and to subscribe. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow.